Okay, so today we're going to speak a bit more about. We've spoken about the threats yesterday. Pretty much, we've covered some of them. To call it that way, as I was saying yesterday, it's a huge amount of variations of threats that can happen within a network towards your endpoints. And especially nowadays, where with the advanced persistent threats, which is just a variation of a lot of malicious codes which can be used to exploit specific vulnerabilities. But that was the discussion from yesterday. So today we're gonna speak about common technologies to defend the network. So what are your usual options to what are the technologies that you can put in the network to defend your assets, your identified assets against different types of attacks? As I was saying, because this is the CCNA class, we're just gonna have a brief introduction of some commonly used technologies, and even for those who are not gonna get into the details, we're just gonna speak basics, basic functionality of those, let's say, technologies or solutions. So once we've covered that, we're gonna go to the securing what is called the management plane, the control plane, and the data plane of the networking devices. There's going to be things like AAA, NTP, SNMP, passwords, all those kind of things. Then we're going to go to some layer 2 attacks and see how we can defend against those attacks. What are our tools? We're going to speak about VLAN hopping, DHCP attacks, ARP attacks, MAC attacks, so those kind of things. And then we're going to see what are the tools in order to defend against these attacks. And then we're going to start the firewall section, where today we're going to see how the class goes, but we're going to mainly cover just the functionality of the ASA and iOS firewall, and we're going to leave the NAT section for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to have whatever has remained from today's firewall section, and of course the VPN section, alongside with the cryptology overview and alongside with the PKI overview as well. So now let's speak about what is called common threats, the common threats defense technologies. You should see on the in the shared folder of the class, you should see today's topics, which I have been posted in a PDF format, so you can watch those offline, or you can watch those on your desktop or on your laptop, as I'm using NA here also to present the topics. So we can separate the common threat defense technologies into two categories. So we're going to have always something deployed at the network level and something deployed at the endpoint level. As you're going to see briefly within this class as well, you need both of those in order to provide what we were speaking about yesterday, what was called defense in depth. So if you want to provide what is called defense in depth, you got to make sure that you have, let's say, specific security technologies deployed at both the network level and the endpoint level likewise. Now at the network level, classic things is like firewalls, which of course we're going to speak about the specific types of firewalls, history, and also what's being used nowadays. Then is going to be content security firewalls, which is going to be just a more specific type of firewall dedicated for a specific scope to be able to inspect content, so payloads. Then it's going to be intrusion prevention systems. We're going to speak about those as well. And then VPNs, logging and monitoring likewise. So those are, let's say, the most commonly used from back in the days technologies at the network level. Nowadays, of course, all of those tools have been have advanced. So we're going to see that firewalls nowadays are called next generation firewalls, and see what is why are the firewalls named to be next generation. It's not just a marketing term. Actually, the options and the features of the firewalls have greatly advanced, that nowadays we can do a lot more inspections at the firewall level than we were able to do a couple of years ago. Even though these are still classic, let's say, technologies, all of them have evolved over the years and have adapted in order to, let's say, be able to defend the network against current attacks. But also, likewise, nowadays, you're going to have in the network much more tools and features and technologies than the ones which are outlined in here. But for the CCNA class, it's going to be, you just need to know the basics, the fundamentals.